first drawing class. It's awesome to have you here. I didn't think I'd get so many people here for my first class, but it's good to see. I am glad to have you here. As you can see, I've got quite a few drawings that I've already done already. This one here, I've just finished. It took me probably took me about 4 hours just to get this purple swirl here. So we're probably not going to be looking at doing anything this intense today, just because that took me about 10 years to master the purple swirliness, and that's so I'm gonna leave that today, and we'll come back to that one. No, today's something way better. We're gonna draw a really realistic, detailed house. I'm gonna have to figure out how to get my pen to work. So first, just start by plugging your pen into the side of the iPad, like so. And I guess that does something. There it goes. Turn on Bluetooth. And now I think we can take this out again. It might be working now. Possibly. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, that's working really nicely now. Excellent. We're just gonna maybe just bring that brightness up a touch. Okay. Alright. So for those of you who didn't see that, the little top of this is a magnetic seal, and it can only go back in one way, like so. So that's the pencil for iPad. Alright, let's to draw a house. I'm actually going to model this off the street that I grew up in. I'm going to go into here. I'm going to select black to start with, because I'm going to be drawing the outline of the house. I'm just going to be sketching that in just the pencil. I don't want it to be that big though, so this can control how big the pencil dot is. So it's going to be just sort of pencils with the short size there. Righto. Let's start. Now, as I said, if yours doesn't come out as good as mine the first time, just remember I have been doing this for years now, so I'm actually a trained professional. We're going to maybe draw the house in this section, okay, and then this is going to be sort of the street. This is going to be sort of the street, like that or something. And then this house is going to be the neighbour's house at the end where I lived on a bit of a T intersection that did that. And my house was there, so let's just have a squiz at the house itself. Okay. Alright. Let's start by, obviously I'm a professional, so I could start anywhere. But I think for you guys who are just starting out with drawing, it might make more sense to start with the roof, I think, because the roof is the easiest part. So my house was approximately this long, and I had one of those house roofs again, I grew up in Australia, in Brisbane. Most house roofs look a bit like this. That's what my... Oh, just remember that if you hold your pencil sideways, it'll start doing shading for you. You know, I mean, you could do a little bit of shading, sort of up here, because the sun will be over, coming from this direction. So let's start doing the tiling on the roof. So kind of just lines, straight lines. They kind of just go up, just as straight as you can. It doesn't matter if they're not really straight like mine, because remember, you're just starting out and I'm the professional. So this is just a bit of a 3D effect here, so you can see that definition. And then across like that. Now, if you're not familiar with houses, they also have a thing called a gutter on them. I don't know if it's called something different where you're from, but in Australia they're called gutters. And that's where the gutter is, and that's just to catch the rain. It wasn't a very good stroke. There we go, that's nice. This one's called the technical pencil, but it doesn't seem very technical. And just for a little bit of detail, you can just put some dashes in along there as well. This area here I just find is just a touch too dark, so I'm just going to erase some of the darkness of it. See how already that looks 10 times better. Okay, next we're going to be looking at, obviously if you've got a house, the next thing that you're going to be needing, you got the roof, that's right, the driveway. So this will be the edge of the road, you can see there. So the driveway will be going up to the house. There we are. Perfect. And obviously hopscotch cord on the driveway, and perfect. Maybe, I mean, you can fix that. You can do whatever hopscotch cord you want, but that's the one we used to have. Maybe your hopscotch cord was over here when you grew up. I don't know. I wasn't there. Righto. Moving right along. Probably the next most important thing is just the walls. So this is where, if you've drawn before, maybe your prior knowledge will come in handy, because you'll have to draw the walls. There we go. Just a handy hint as well. Don't use like a Sharpie or a Nico, like a permanent marker on iPad, because they aren't compatible with the iPads. I don't know, maybe my one's not anyway. So you might have to have Bluetooth or something. I don't know. There's a window. Sorry, I wasn't just saying, but that's handy way of doing that is just doing a square and a plus sign in the middle, and that's a window. Any window you can do by making a square and just using one of the mathematics symbols. This is sort of just a thing that went over the window, and it stopped rain from raining directly onto the window. Don't know what that's called. If I had to guess what that was called, it would probably be called a window roof. There. Perfect. The roof is looking really good up there. I'm just wondering if that just needs an extra one. So one window over there. This is obviously the garage door. There we go. That's beautiful. Alright, nearly done with the house now. The garage door, we had one that as it went up, it folded, like had these long panels, kind of like this. As it went up, they folded in and went along the roof. You draw whatever garage door you had, but that's the one we had. Alright, and then the front door was over here. Okay. We're probably not going to add colour to this one. Maybe in another tutorial we'll add colour, but for the moment we're not going to. The stepping stones around the front here. 3 of them. 1, 2, 3. You're in the house. Little ledge. Door handle there. Just trying to think of what else I had in my house. Didn't really have anything else. Maybe a small shrub out the front here. Footpath sort of went along there somewhere. And there you go. So now that we've drawn this part, I just remembered we had a diamond shaped window above the door, and that's another plus sign for the middle of that one. There we go. Now, important, once you've finished and you think that that's done, there we go, just a few of them apples. You can go through and just erase anything that you don't like. You know, say I didn't like this bush. I do. It's a really good bush. I could just erase that, but I'm not going to, because as I said, that's actually exactly what my house looks like. So I very rarely need to go back and fix mine. Might even continue by drawing my mate's house. My mate's name was Johnny, and he had a pretty sick house actually. His house was a lot bigger than ours growing up, and we kind of jealous a little bit. But you know, we were mates, and he was real good about it. So righto, there we go. As the footpath continues down to Johnny's house, which was sort of in this area here. Excellent. Let's start by probably putting in probably a swimming pool, which was out the front. Sort of a kidney shaped swimming pool, but on the side it would kind of, I guess, just look like that. I'm a dummy, it was behind a fence, so you actually couldn't see it anyway. So we'll just draw the fence instead. There we go. I just realised that if you push harder, it comes out harder. That would have helped me so many times. Right. Come to think of it, a lot of Johnny's house was behind a fence. There's the gap for his garage and his car and stuff to come through. Johnny had a car. He was a lot older than me. There we go. Get rid of that. So we'll draw his garage door to start with. Again, you guys might have to go back to the old way of starting with the roof like I taught you. I can start wherever because I've been doing this forever, so pretty good. There's the walls. Johnny's house was quite a big house actually. It came right up, 2 stories, and then obviously had a roof on it, which was nice. Upstairs windows, there's a couple of them. There we go. There's 2 windows. Just trying to make it like as easy for you guys to see and sort of master this, because you know you're paying me for it, so I don't want you to go away unhappy about the master class today. As you can see there, you don't have to go to as much detail on your ones, but that detail actually just come with time. Okay, there we are. That's looking good. Alright. Excuse me. Again, Queensland, classic Queensland house roof. We'll do the tiles. I'll just go through real quick and do it this time because we've already covered that in the first part of the tutorial, so I'll just quickly do it as quick as I can. And then a little bit of the shading over there. So as you can see now, we've got two houses side by side. Johnny's looking way better than mine still. But I guess there's nothing you can do about that. You kind of just gotta take it as it comes. But Johnny, I just realised, had a dog as well. So dog was brown. We're gonna go to a kind of a reddy orange. Just come down into the dark area there. Change brushes to a 6B, and just sort of just get a nice dog illustration there. That's it, guys. So give it some legs. And there's Johnny's dog out the front of his house. Probably scaring old Mrs. McMillan from next door. She was a fun lady to prank and stuff, eh? But yeah, she died, so it's sad, kind of, I guess. Let's have a look at our photo as a whole, and just kind of just get perspective. Oh, I'm an idiot. I just realised that there's going to be a big house here. I didn't need to draw Johnny's house in there. Oh, shit. Alright, don't worry about it. Just keep going. That's alright, don't worry about it. Oh man, that's annoying. Alright, let's just keep going. So, on this side, was the bowling alley, public bowling alley, for everyone to go and bowl. If you could afford it, we couldn't. Johnny could. Alright, let's. It was kind of a weird design. It had like a circular roof, and then like some weird look like that, you know. And then there was like a, yeah, that was the window at the front. Obviously the door at the back for the staff. That's where the staff smoking area was. So there we go. You see the technique that I've used here. See how it sort of comes down? That's called curving a line. This one here is called, like that technique's called just drawing a circle on the roof. So that's if you hear me say draw a circle on as a roof, that's what I mean. Obviously the bowling alley sign was there as well. Sorry, that's just one of the parts of the building. The sign was out the front. It's quite a big sign. It's stuck up even higher than the roof, so there it is. So just as straight as you guys can do it, okay? Doesn't have to be perfect like mine. And then on the sign was that, and then it had like 2 bowling pins. There's like another one that stuck out behind it, and a bowling ball that was like knocking it down. And it said, oh, what did it say there? No, I'm I grew up next to the place. What did it say? Oh, that's right. Idiot. Almost forgot. That's looking really good. I'll just zoom out again, just have a look at our neighbourhood. Now look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Right. No, I'm really happy with how this is turning out. Not best yet. Now, I'm going to show you a little bit about point perspectives. A perspective thing. I can't remember what it was called. I think it's something about perspectives. But what you do is you take the horizon line, which we're just going to make this thing, and you look at it, and you just draw the houses in there. So you draw a dot on there. Let's go this dot. That's one dot. Oh man, I cannot at all remember how to do this. No, I figured it out. So then we draw like the top of this is the far wall here. Oh, that's pretty straight, wasn't it? Wasn't too bad. And then there's, so you take that and this dot, and we'll go from the top of the roof there, and that's going to come this way. This one's going to come down this way. So then I'm going to go like so. That's pretty straight, isn't it? I've never drawn such a straight line in my life. So then you start here. Oh gee, I'm doing really well. See how that dot and this part are all in a straight line. That's called perspective or something rather, which is good. There we are, look at that, that's just the straightest line in town. Literally. Alright. Again, poor old Johnny's house is going to get actually booted off the canvas because we can't have that around, can we? It's taking up too much of the painting. This a bit bigger. And we'll just boot Johnny's house out. So, I mean, technically it's still there, I guess, but no one really cares. Alright. Now you're going to be able to see how I draw my close-up houses. So there's a house there. This is Father McDougall's house. He used to work at the bowling alley. Sorry, I'm just stretching my back because I've been drawing pictures all day. Now this is the overhang of the roof. Again, using that perspective, we come down that way, straight across. Another Queensland roof, Father McDougall's house. Let's finish that. Some tiles on the roof. Alright, now Father McDougall's house. Its door came out onto this street here. Didn't have much of a front yard. In fact, he just had sidewalk. Now, something you may have noticed about what I've done there is the lines have got farther apart the closer they are to me. You can see that there, that's further apart than those ones. that was accidental, so don't do it. You go from here, go up, drawing this front door. Just sort of eyeball it, I guess. If you ever go to like do a course in graphic design or like drawing up blueprints for houses and stuff, what they'll tell you a lot of the time, and obviously this is free knowledge that I'm giving you, I can't actually give you the piece of paper that says you've graduated, but can give you a bit of knowledge. And one piece of advice they'll always give you is, if you're not sure, just eyeball it. Just pass that bit of information on. You know, whenever you are, it doesn't just apply to graphic design, it applies to everything, doesn't it? So, you're welcome. Another window. Yeah, so, I mean, that's what I want people to get out of this class. I don't want them to go away saying, oh, I can draw. Like, you know, anyone can draw, you know. Not everyone can draw good, but anyone can pick up a pen and put it to iPad, you know. Just a lot of people aren't very good at it. And that's where I come in. But I also want to let people know, just Father McDougall's dog door as well. There we go. Perfect. That's bloody old Johnny's dog used to get in there. What was Johnny's dog's name? Rover, I think it was. Yeah, Rover used to get in here all the time. Used to piss old Father McGreedy, or whatever his name was, Father McDougall, piss him off royally. Around this side, Father McDougall didn't really have anything. He actually had some graffiti on this wall, I remember, because I did it, and I told Johnny's parents that he did it, and he got in trouble. It was a good day. So we're actually going to use the airbrushing, like the spray paint tool. I'm going to show you just a little bit about how to do some graffiti as well. Obviously this is just for artistic reasons, and you shouldn't go out and graffiti things in public, because that's wrong. Now, I don't fancy myself a graffiti artist, but I have dabbled in it, and so I just want to show you. I'll show you one of my basic tags. It took me a while to come up with it, so I'll just show you now. So you take it like that. Yep. Just colour it in as you go, just like a normal graffiti. Just gonna, there we go. Just get those curvy line parts going. This is my tag, so no one use it. There we are, that outline there. And then a circle. I'm probably not going to get the whole thing, but yeah. Yep. There we go. Then what you do, and this is what makes it special, is you go back in with a highlight on the edges like that. See that? That's what they won't teach you in other courses, is to highlight your drawings. It's actually the best one I've done. Looks better than the one I actually did on his house. I mean, Johnny did on his house. And then just a bit of white, and that just goes like that, just to give it that balloon effect. That's it. So that's me graffiti that I had on the side of his house. Don't tell him that I did it, because Johnny got in trouble for that. this side of the road was a park, so it's a park that didn't have any playground or anything, so I'm actually just gonna, to draw that, all you have to do is just give the impression that there's some grass there by just drawing 3 small sticks like that. One thing also that we've forgotten is the sky. So we're just going to find a nice sky blue. Probably looking around there somewhere. And let's go just the airbrush again, but the softest airbrush, the biggest size, and not too not too opaque. I mean, you'll probably want it rather opaque really, because we don't want it to be too heavy. Doesn't really matter, because if we push hard, the harder you push, so we can just sort of lay off as we go down the page. So I'm just pushing a bit softer now, because down towards the horizon you maybe get more clouds and things, you know. Now what I'm going to do here, go into that thing, oops, just bring that back a bit, and just fix up his house, because the blue sky wouldn't go over the top of the house. There we are. Look, I'm not going to colour the whole thing today, but that's a drawing there, an example of one anyway. In the next tutorial, when you come by for another lesson, we'll probably be looking at just finishing off the picture and drawing a car, and that's about it. That'll probably do us for this picture. So, if we had more time, there'd be a car just around about this area here. So if you get a chance and you're bored one day, go back to this picture. Just finish it off by drawing a car right there. Okay, just in this. I mean, that's amazing. You obviously won't be able to do it as quick as I've just done it there, but I surprise even myself sometimes. I thought that would take a lot longer. No, that's great. That's really good. Alright. Well, thanks for joining us. Remember to subscribe, and we'll reconvene